Okay. Bye.
The flight number is 120. We have the 610 available. Confirmation code is going to remain the same for the reservation.
Thank you so much for waiting.
Southwest Airlines
has an unknown person approach to check something in your luggage for them.
In range, gate 10 from Oklahoma City.
Southwest Airlines, this is Rose.
Did 15 call back deal?
Flight should be here any minute. And then transfers, if you thumbs up, if they're on the plane.
employee benefits.
Hey, thanks for waiting. What time of the day do you want to leave in your company?
Flight is now boarded and awaiting immediate departure through gate 4A. All confirmed and ticketed passengers must now be on board for an on-time departure.
Like, I got a gate call here coming up, but he's already 25 minutes late, so I'm still having 35 minutes to work on it. Now I've only got 10 minutes, probably really 15 minutes to work on it.
And yeah, you have a tendency to get panicky when you still have another tray of drinks and you feel the wheels go down and you know you're in your final descent and everybody's shaking their glass at you like, I want another one, I want another one.
Hey, I got 10 minutes on that flight. Can you possibly get my bags on there?
You know, well, sir, you're going to gate 35 and, you know, since we got 5 minutes, we'll give it a try.
You just have to get everything and everybody boarded and everything. And
15 minutes turning the plane. 137 people off. 137 people on. That's stressful.
A lot of times we'll take 100, 150 bags off the airplane and put the same amount of bags and freight back on in that time frame.
Not only are you looking at your watch, but the people on the ramp are looking at their watch.
The more prepared you are now, the faster you turn this flight.
Well, we're a bigger airline now. We have grown tremendously.
More flights.
More airplanes, more jetways, more people.
I think the sheer volumes is really where the change has come in.
How rude the general public is.
The way that we do our jobs changed a lot.
It makes it harder to keep the family spirit.
I think that one of the things the passengers forget is how to treat us like human beings sometimes.
They've gotten more angry, more sharp-tongued, so to speak, more hot-headed. They're in too big of a hurry.
When we first started, it was just people from Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and
other passengers in different parts of the country become much more demanding.
People just feel different. There's a lot of threats out there. There's a lot of companies that like to see us go out of business. We're a burr on their side in a lot of places.
I mean, Herb was saying the other day, well, he says all the time that complacency is the thing that will kill us.
Believing our own press. Talking about how wonderful Southwest Airlines is and how unstoppable we are.
Our ability to sustain and continue to nurture the culture that got us here is probably the biggest challenge that we have to deal with.
No, it hadn't changed.
So has the
I don't
company changed
think,
that much?
no. Just more people to have fun with. More people to like.
What creates the most stress? 15 minutes turning the plane.
31, last name.
Really? You really want to know?
I really want to know.
Delays, delays, delays.
When a passenger doesn't get that bag on, when passenger is not happy.
Are you carrying and checking everything, getting you got someone
The number of calls you put out, the number of people that you talk to.
Honestly, we have a hard time with a through count.
Through
sometimes,
counts, a lot of times,
when an aircraft pulls in.
We're always complaining. What?
When things start running late, weather delays, mechanicals, aircraft swaps.
You know, one day one flight could be real empty, next day it could be full.
You'll be surprised how a small suitcase can weigh, 30, 40 pounds. A lot of times they're probably rocks or school books or anvil salesmen, but...
We just run so busy.
He calls in when he's got a problem, and we try to troubleshoot the problem before he gets here. And by the time he gets here, hopefully we already know what's wrong with it. So we can go ahead and get the part and meet him at the gate.
It's very difficult to deal with all the different types of passengers.
There's just not enough room for everybody to bring 2 big bags on board.
It's that we have so many on hold, and then after that it's like an overflow of calls, and it'll start beep, beep, beep.
Well, 1,600 averaging a day. One moment. Southwest Airlines. And they can be rude.
People that don't listen, you have to repeat over and over and over again.
When I get that call, it's like, oh God, they're going to be rude. I never think that they're going to be nice.
Nothing worse than a passenger confronting you, saying something negative about your fellow employee.
Sitting here 24 hours, someone who hasn't sat in a place at one time, it's really hard.
This phone can ring off the hook for hours.
We talked anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000. 5,400 we had last month.
It's very hard to deal with call after call after call after call.
Probably 75 to 100. All with a problem, all mad, and they all want to talk to Herb.
Thank you.
Righty, there you go. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks.
It's not as easy as sometimes somebody might appear that it would be.
I think they think it's really a big glamorous job where we just jet around and party everywhere.
They don't necessarily realize how many bags we do check and how accurate, we are.
All right, we're rolling.
They think we know everything, and well, we do. I think just that they think we know everything, and we don't.
Next in line, please.
I think it's easy. I think it's a really easy job, and it really isn't. It can be very stressful, and we have to be consistent and have to be fast.
That's a guideline, and that is a guideline that we have to follow.
I know that it's very stressful out on the counter.
And I notice how they pretty much take the brunt of the problems, whether it be weather or there's a problem with their ticketing. They get it first.
Almost two. We'd have still had to ask for identification.
That's kind of tough at the airport because you're face to face with the person.
The one that impressed me the most is the rampers moving those bags around, especially with connecting flights. It is a science. If you go down and watch them, it is just absolutely amazing.
I am surprised at especially the rampers and provisioning, how they come on and do a job that, to me, it's amazing how fast they can do it.
A lot of people say this is a non-skilled job, but it actually, there's a lot of skill involved in this job.
If they were to come over and spend, say, a simulator session with us, they'd see how intense it gets and see what degree of, what we're trained at, what we actually can do.
And then when we get busy, really busy below 10,000 feet, they shut the door and it's locked and they're not allowed to come up. So they never see us really work.
These guys are the utmost professionals when it comes to safety.
We are probably tested more and under more scrutiny than any other profession, including doctors.
I didn't realize that being a flight attendant was so dynamic.
And they have a very key job, getting the people on and getting them off.
That's kind of the hardest part on the ground, more so than up in the air before we get off the ground.
You have many different roles. You might be a teacher with the little children, a babysitter. You might be a nurse. You could be a referee, a judge. And you are the boss.
You're on the spot to be the best you can be forever, however long you're on the plane.
The stresses that they're under on a daily basis, the fact that they may go up and down in the air 10 to 15 times a day, and what they have to deal with.
Thank you so much for waiting. I think a lot of times people think we're like this little mansion up here that, you know, we don't get the kind of customer contact that they do, and we don't understand. And that's just not true.
I think you would be amazed at how many things we get thrown at us as far as what we deal with, as far as the operation of the company.
How much trouble we go to answer customer letters.
Record Rewards, this is Kathy.
Try to maintain a good relation between the customer and ourselves, but thinking of profitability.
Lisa Manuel has a call for you.
But also making sure that, you know, those one or two bad customers don't go out and spread the bad will, because we realize we have to have X amount of customers on a plane before we even break even.
I think we're very important because we're the first contact people make.
And if we don't give him a good impression right from the start and act like we know what we're doing and give him accurate information, it destroys everything that everybody else does.
Right.
The flight number is 120. We have the 610 available.
Confirmation code is going to remain the same for the reservation.
Thank you for calling Southwest Airlines.
Thank you so much for waiting.
Worked out well.
Yes. And your flight will be checking in up the hallway to the right on the C terminal, gate number 31, sir. And you have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I mean, it sounds cornball, but it really is a circle of service here because everybody works with everybody. I mean, you just cannot do it by yourself.
Without us working together as one complete unit, I mean, we can't, nothing can be accomplished, you know.
Every member of the team's vital, and if you eliminate one member of the team for just one leg, you know, you realize how important, you know, that individual what a key role each individual plays.
Your coworkers, I feel you should be able to walk up to and say, this is the problem, this is what's going on. And if you can't, you're in the wrong business.
I don't know how we work together. It just works.
Yeah, you really don't want to mess anybody over because what goes around comes around.
Two people can be doing a great job and giving 110%, but if that one person, for some reason, having a bad day or not carrying his weight, then that can reflect on everybody on the plane.
And we have to communicate with all the other departments, the ramp, provisioning, maintenance, in-flight.
You sort of watch out for the other person.
It helps out a lot to let know what all the other departments know what they're going through.
You rely on the gate agents to round everybody up, then the flight attendants to assist everybody on, and until that's done, we can't even really do our job.
We get the weather from the folks in dispatch, and ops agent helps us out with the load manifest. Talk to guys on ground and tower and get everything comes together, and we push on time.
I know that we've only got a finite amount of time to get the airplane turned around, and by God, whatever it takes to get it done, that's what I'm going to do.
You have some bags that need to be claimed at the gate, taking it down for the rampers, or throwing a bag on for the ramper, or taking a wheelchair up for the ops agent, just helping out.
When you're dealing with the public, you can't have everything black and white. You get to have some gray in there and make your own decisions.
If our fellow employees would understand how much empowerment they have to resolve issues.
Every situation's different, so you have to change and look at what that passenger is going through and put yourself there and assist them from there.
Same with the coworkers.
Same with the coworkers.
Pretty much treat each other like you want to be treated. We're all in this together.
All the customers come back and spend time with Southwest.
That's the fun part of my job, is making them feel better.
We know when the phone quits ringing, we're all in trouble.
What makes the day when you work together and everything is clicking? You know, the bags are getting on the flights on time, the flights are leaving on time, and everybody is working together and getting the job done.
610 available.
As long as we're talking to each other, as long as if there's a problem, we're addressing it right away, and we're following up, and we're making sure that whoever was responsible for resolving something really did what they said they were going to do.
What we're trying to do more than anything is try to keep the small, airline feeling.
And remember that we're all trying to accomplish the same goal.
We believe in the family concept. That's what Southwest is all about.
You can go any place in this country to a Southwest station and know somebody, or at least they're friendly to you.
Taking time to be with each other and care about each other.
If we're going to stay profitable, if we're going to do everything that we need to stay happening in the industry, that we're all in it together.
Somebody's got to fly the airplanes, fix them, all the administrative, all the support.
Teamwork is the most important thing. We started out with that years ago, and it needs to be re-emphasized.
And I always try to treat everybody like I like to be treated.
You have to rely on your partner to do his part so that you can do your part.
That's why we got the #1 airline, because we get there on time. But we got to do it, in a timely manner and a safe manner too. So that's part of our job.
Well, we all represent Southwest, and we want to do our very, very best no matter where we work. So I think we have that in common. Southwest Airlines.
Flight number is 120. We have the 610 available.
Confirmation code is going to remain the same for the reservation.